Hey everyone, welcome to another 5-Minute Friday. Again, my name is Matt Palmer. I'm the technical and product evangelist here at Enrollment Rx. Every Friday, we bring you 5 minutes or so quick content so you can learn a new skill related to Salesforce and have quick wins that you can implement right away. So today's topic, we're going to be talking about page layout. So page layout, there's a lot to unpack here. There's some different levels that we can kind of jump through. It's going to be a 2-part series, so we're going to go ahead and have this week, and then next week we'll continue as there's a lot to kind of unfurl here, but it is something that you can quickly implement and follow along and see some immediate impact within your Salesforce org. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump in. So let's go ahead and start to review a page layout and how we can update that. As you can see here, we are in what's called Lightning Experience. Historically, there's also what's called Classic Experience, but most of our customers now are in this Lightning interface. As such, Lightning interface has a lot of different elements that can be implemented on a contact record page, or any record page for that matter. As we can see here, we're on a contact record page, and we can see different elements of the page, such as a highlight panel with different buttons, related items and quick links to those items. We can see we have a potential duplicate flag for this content on the page. And then you can see down here, we have a number of other items related to fields of information particular to this contact record. We can continue to also click through and see related items, an activity panel, as well as engagement. And again, the engagement tab would be specific to Pardot in this instance. If I go ahead and want to evaluate how I can make quick edits or updates to this layout, the quickest way to navigate to that is to go to the gear icon at the top right, click Edit Page, and this will take you to the Lightning App Builder. You'll notice up here, once you're in this interface, you can also reference other pages that are being used across your org. You can see the Lightning App Builder, and you can see the overall layout that's being referenced here. One of the elements that we'll talk about in our next video is what are called dynamic forms, and something that can be upgraded for custom objects. But for now, let's just review the elements of this page. You can see as I hover over any one of these elements, if I were to click on that, the related item will highlight here to the right. In the same way, if I click on any one of these related elements, it will show you the element that actually is previewed in this instance. Let's go ahead and talk about the different elements on the left here that could be dragged onto the page to continue to expand what we see here. As an example, if I wanted to add a chatter feed, which is the internal communication tool, it's a simple drag and drop onto the page. Once you have that onto the page, you would be able to add filters or add any relevant items related to that chatter feed. But let's go ahead and remove that for now. And let's review other elements that can be dragged onto this page. Potential duplicates is an element that we drag onto this page, which will alert and flag any potential duplicate records. You'll see other elements such as path, which could be a guided pathway for your end users. Recent items, related items such as quip, related lists, and the like. You could spend a whole hour just talking through each one of these items, but for the purposes of our most common examples, things that we see and reference often are the potential duplicate element, the related list, quick links, and then the highlight panel, which is at the top here. So let's just take a minute and discuss the overall layout as well as the main elements that we can update here. If I click into the highlight panel at the top, you see we have a number of different options that are kind of displayed here. And one of those that we can pick is the compact layout, is the ERX student contact layout. So in this instance, if you were wanting to show different fields of information across the top here, the way that that would be updated is actually to navigate to the referenced contact layout here, which is called a compact layout. If I were to click on that and navigate to it, underneath the object manager of the particular item, if I wanted to add different elements, so remove term and add another value, I could edit this and add any related contact field that I would like, that then would show up across this highlight panel. In addition to that, if I were to navigate down here, you can see the assigned page layout, which is assigned right here, which is the ERX student contact layout. This contact layout is also being referenced. If I were to click here, and this contact layout is where all the related buttons that we see in Lightning Actions, all the fields of information, as well as the related lists are showing. So as an example, if I wanted to remove birth date from this page layout or move it up and down, in this instance, the way I would actually do that is I would just do a drag and drop of birth date onto this page, save the change, and then activate it back here. Just a quick tip here is if you're looking for a particular field, if you click on that, it will go ahead and navigate directly to that field. Any of these that you can kind of see that are not grayed out mean that they aren't on this current page layout and can be simply dragged and dropped onto any page, any part of the page. And you can also create additional sections as well. One of the pieces of information that sometimes is missed is the related lookup lists, is the related lists. As you can see here, the applications, affiliated accounts, and big tables, as well as the columns that show, relate directly to the related items that show here. And if I were to hover over a particular item, the columns of information that would show. So one of the pieces of configuration that sometimes is missed is going here to the gear icon, the related property list. And this is where you can control the columns of information when you actually hover over a record. The last thing just to mention here is any mobile or Lightning actions, such as quick actions, such as new task, new event, log a call, as well as the Salesforce mobile and Lightning actions, which is just another way of saying a button in Lightning. You can see edit, send SMS, log into community as user. You will be able to see that once I click this up here, these are all other actions that can be referenced and dragged onto the page. But the relationship here is if I were to scroll back up, you can notice the edit, send SMS, log into community user. The order of these buttons at the very top of the page correspond directly with these buttons here on this page layout. So as an example, if I wanted to send SMS to be before edit, it's just a simple drag and drop where I could then save my change, and that change would be reflected on the page. So with that, let's go ahead and save our changes. And you'll notice as a last step, we can go ahead and hit an activation where we'd be able to assign this as a app default, meaning a particular app within Salesforce, the org default, or specify it by a record type and profile. All right. So we just took a few minutes to review part one of page layouts. Again, we reviewed how you can edit a Lightning record page, how you can add different elements to that page, how you can edit things such as the compact layout or the record page in the different fields associated to it. In part two, we're going to unpack this even further. So stay tuned next week as we take a deeper dive into this really powerful feature within Salesforce. And hopefully you found today's information helpful. So again, my name is Matt Palmer from Enrollment Rx. We hope you have a great weekend and stay tuned for our next 5 Minute Friday. Thanks so much.